Westfield Memorial Hospital provides high-quality health care to residents of Western New York, offering patients the most sophisticated medical advancements while keeping the ease and familiarity of a community hospital. Support for Chautauqua Sunrise has been provided by WRFA 107.9 FM, Jamestown's public radio station, streaming online 24/7 at WRFALP.com. Low power to the people. Bella Salon and Day Spa, located at 41 West Main Street in Northeast Pennsylvania, proudly supports Chautauqua Sunrise and its volunteers. More information at bellasalonanddayspa.net. Funding is provided by a grant from New York State Senator Catherine M. Young, representing Western New York's 57th District with a local office in Olean. Chautauqua Sunrise is made possible by a grant from Fredonia Place, a continuing care retirement community providing dignity in a modern luxury environment. From the Access Channel 5 studios in Mayville, it's Chautauqua Sunrise. Chautauqua Sunrise is hosted by Doc Hamels and supported by the award-winning volunteers at Access Channel 5. Continuing the traditions of Senior Report, we are here to share local news, colorful interviews, and events of interest to everyone. Chautauqua Sunrise is broadcast live Saturday mornings each week, countywide, from 9 to 10 a.m. Join us by calling in live, emailing us, or checking out our social media. And now, from the Channel 5 studios, it's Chautauqua Sunrise.
Hey everybody, good morning. I'm Doc Hamels, and you are watching Chautauqua Sunrise. We got another great show in store for you this morning. I don't have to tell you, you don't need to go outside, you don't need to do anything. Just get your blanket and sit down, relax, watch the show, because you're going to learn a lot of good stuff today. Wow, it's cold out there today, but it's still about, let me see, 29 degrees warmer than it was this year in Mayville anyways. It was like 30 below zero this time last year, I think. It's 1 below zero at the moment, or at least it was when I got here in the parking lot. I was talking to my dad last night. I said, you know, we're all saying, whoa, it's really cold, all the wind, all this stuff, and the snow. How did we manage to get through last year? I mean, this is nothing. But anyways, along with the weather report, I do want to make a quick announcement that, I'll be talking about this again in a second, but for those of you that are coming to Mayville for the President's Weekend Festival, there won't be any charge for parking because there won't be anybody to take your money. They called off the volunteers because of the wind chill factor, and this just goes out to everybody that's listening today. Wind chill factor right now is something like 20 below zero, and that's usually when school's closed. So if you got kids, dogs, old people, young people, anybody, you get outside today, cover up your skin. It's really quite bitter, okay? So anyways, well folks, this is your political debate free zone this morning. We're not going to talk about anything political for the most part, unless these guys do, but I'm not going to. I'm getting real tired of this. I don't know about you guys, but there's got to be more to talk about than what's going on TV these days. It's either the Super Bowl or some candidate running for some big office. Anyways, I got a lot of things to share with you today, and so I'm going to just jump right into it. Right off the bat, we've got the veterans group in Ripley that are looking for donations and support for their Hallmark of Heroes. There's opportunities for folks to make donations at the town hall. Go see the town clerk, Becky Carvallo, and this is for 2 large New York State historical signs that are going to actually list forever and ever all those individuals from Ripley, born Ripley, lived in Ripley, that have gotten the top 9 awards issued by the United States, by the Air Force, the Navy, the Army, the Marines, and so forth. So that's coming up. So if anybody knows of anybody that either has one of those awards or you want to donate money, they're looking for support from the community. Okay? And I'm going to give you a real quick list of what those medals are. You got the Medal of Honor, the Silver Star, Distinguished Flying Cross, the Bronze Star, Meritorious Service Medal, Air Medal, and the Purple Heart. And those are the top 9 awards that are given out. And I decided what I was going to do every week. I'm going to list all those right now that are listed in Ripley and for a various awards. So I'm going to start at the bottom and work my way up. And so each week I'm going to try to let you know who's on that list. You might say, well, gosh, I didn't know that person had that award, because these guys don't share this information. They're quite humble, and generally you don't even know that they have them. So here we go. For the Purple Heart, I'm just going to talk about the Purple Heart. These folks are all from Ripley. Martin Carey, Lawrence Freely, Clarence Day, Dennis Alexander, Neil Alday, Lee Van Valkenburg, Tom Schufelt, Leo Morin, Arthur Wright, Richard Hoffman, Gerald Carr, Scott Hamels, and Harold Rowe. He's not on my list. We just added him. So those folks all got the Purple Heart through various campaigns and wars over the years, and they all are from Ripley. So next week I'll tell you some other folks. So, in other news, St. Susan's, Jeff Smith, my buddy over there, they have a soup and song, and that's going to be Saturday, February 27th. They have a series going on from 6 to 8 p.m. 5 specialty soups with breads, desserts, and beverages. Music is by Steel Rails. Dave Moeller and Gary Kuckler. Tickets are $10 at the door, and that's a great opportunity to support a great cause. And they were, Jeff was on the show and explained how many thousands of meals they provide every year, and you get some good music, good food, good fun, and get you nice and warm in this winter weather. All right, here's a new advertisement. A new situation just came up. I got the other day from the Ripley Centennial Group. Ripley's going to be 200 years old, and they are going to have a special birthday pasta dinner. It's going to be in the school cafeteria March 2nd, 4:30 p.m. to 7 p.m. Spaghetti with marinara and meatballs, or Alfredo with chicken, adults $6. Where can you get dinner for $6? Children 4 to 12 is $5. Children under 3 eat free. Randy, this is a good deal. Family pass, $20. You and the crew could go for $20. Reservations, no, what is this? It's not required, but it's appreciated. More information, 410-6695. Happy birthday, Ripley, coming up. They're going to have a big centennial, a bicentennial. We'll be talking about that later on as the months go by, but that's coming up this summer. And then, Michelle Swabick, who was just here from the Rural Center at Chautauqua, for Chautauqua County, they got an annual chicken wing cook-off. March 5th at Peak and Peak from noon to 5. All benefits go to the Rural Center of Chautauqua County, and there's going to be awards handed out at 6 p.m. So if you're into chicken wings, March 5th is where you want to be at the Peak. Sounds like a lot of fun. Okay, and then at the Children's Safety Education Village, I mentioned this last week, there's going to be women's self-defense class. February 23rd from 6:30 to 8:30 p.m. at the Children's Safety Education Village out at Route 394 in Asheville. It's right next to the Hughes Educational Center, BOCES. $20. Bring a friend or a partner and learn a new skill together. Wear loose, comfortable clothing. If you're interested, call 499-8138 to register. Again, that's the Women's Self-Defense, and they are going to be presented by the All-American Karate Group out of Asheville. So it looks like a lot of fun, and learn a good skill to protect yourself. Let's see, then we've got Infinity. Infinity always has something here for me. If If you're interested in learning more about Infinity or signing up for lessons, a new student orientation will be held on Thursday, February 18th at 5:45 p.m. to 6:15 p.m. at the Infinity Center down on 2nd Street. Orientations last approximately 20 minutes and include information about Infinity, a tour of the facility, and scheduling of lessons. Please note the registration fee of $20, as well as the first month's membership fees, $60, is due at the time of scheduling. Also, Infinity Visual and Performing Arts will host a Cultural World Tour day camp from Tuesday, February 16th through Friday, February 19th. That's this week coming up. Explore a different culture every day through music, art, dance, theater, language, and costume, and more. From 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. daily, accepting students age 5 through 12. What a great opportunity to learn more about part of the world through music and dance and so on. My buddies over at the Reg Lene have a big event coming up, the Circa Ziva. And that's going to be on Saturday, February 27th. For more information and tickets, 484-7070. And let's see what else we got here. I think that about does it. I just always want to remind you that you can always call in the show here and announce any event that your club or organization is going to be sponsoring this week, next week, coming down the road. We're happy to do it. It's free of charge. You can send it to us and we'll announce it like I just did. We can put it on our community bulletin board here at XS5, or you can call in and you can say, hey, this is what's happening, don't be shy. Or you can tell the guys that pick up the phone, give them the information, they'll somehow get it to me, and then we'll announce it. We'll get that information. It's free of charge and glad to do it for you. All right, we're going to take a little break here and we'll be right back with my guests, and stick around. It's going to be really cool information for you. We'll be right back. Maybe I should do radio.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
There you go. Lots of animals in shelters these days that could use a good home. For those of you that are listening, Tuesday at 1 o'clock at WRFA, you just heard the sounds of a little dog jumping up and down, trying to get your attention and say, hey, I'd like to come home with you. So anyways, we have shelters here in Chautauqua County. Check it out. And it's a great opportunity for you and your family to get a really cute pet for the family. And I don't know what I would do without my dog, Max. That dog, he thinks he's human. He takes up half the bed. We got a king-size bed, so imagine how much space he's taking up. And he's got to wake me up every morning and say goodnight to me at night, and he's just a really cool dog. All right, we've got a great show right now in store. Coming up, we've got folks from Fredonia Place who have been a long-term sponsor, not only of Chautauqua Sunrise, but when we were broadcasting the senior report when Repowers was here. And I want to welcome Mike Ferguson back to the show, and Shannon Matteson, who we're going to learn more about. First time I ever met her today. Right. Mike and I go way back.
Way back.
He was taking note on my ability to read announcements here like he would on the radio. You were way back in the radio station days when we met.
Oh yeah, very much so. Both in Jamestown and in Fredonia, Dunkirk.
Right.
Yeah.
So I didn't do too bad. I got stuck on the phone number for the reg, because all of a sudden it was like, did I just say that number or didn't I say that number? You ever do that? You say something?
All the time.
Did I just say that?
All the time.
So
it's like when you record commercials. You can either do it in the first take or it takes 100 takes to be able to do it. So
the more you think about it, the worse it gets.
Yeah.
So anyways, welcome. And Shannon, this is your first time with us. Welcome. And so far, how's everything? You comfortable? You don't have to worry about anything here. Mike's going to take care of everything for us.
Sure.
So Fredonia Place. Okay. A lot of people don't even know where Fredonia Place is. I didn't know where Fredonia Place was till I went and visited you at one time and learned more about the facility when you and Greg were on the show last year. So let's start out. What is Fredonia Place?
Fredonia Place is a premier assisted living and memory care facility. We have both campuses on our property. A full, is it 24 rooms?
24.
24 on memory care. The rest are all assisted living in 2 floors. on assisted living. And memory care is a single floor unit. And that's on 50 Water Street in downtown Fredonia. So if you come up Water Street as you're leaving downtown Fredonia, and you know where the ConAgra processing plant is there on the left, we're right off to the right there. So it's fairly new. I say fairly new development. We're celebrating our 13th year.
Okay.
But the building is just immaculate after all those years. They did a good job of keeping them up, right?
Now, you said Jewel and you said Premier. Those are big words. Can you back them up?
They are big words. They are big words. And I mean, you know, and I'm sure many of your viewers know, my background was radio, was sports, was marketing, PR.
You're completely prepared to be in this field.
Never prepared to be in this field. But I'll tell you what, I've never had a more fulfilling position than I feel that I have right now with Fredonia Place. Because with people like Shannon and her staff, you're really you're fulfilling people's lives. You're changing their lives. They're not just sitting at home, no disrespect, watching TV or just sitting and wondering what's going to happen next. They're actually...
You're saying isolated, right?
They're isolated, right. They come to Fredonia Place. If you're on the assisted living side, you not only have a full apartment, where you can do your own cooking, you can do your own, if you've got hobbies and you like to cook, we have some ladies that will be cooking for the holidays, and others that will spend all 3 meals in our dining room, which is absolutely fine. But the reason why Shannon's here today is because one of the things that impresses me about the facility is the activity level that you don't have to worry about, whether you're thinking about Fredonia Place for yourself or whether you're thinking about mom and dad. They can be as active as you want them to be, as they want to be. And if they're not, Shannon makes sure they stay active, correct? She is the activities director for the
well,
facility.
let's go to Shannon. Shannon, good morning and welcome to the show.
Good morning.
And what's your title?
I am the activity director for both of the communities, our memory care unit and our assisted living. So pretty much what my game plan is for the day, month, is to make sure both sides are active, happy, and all their needs are met. Maybe
That's a tall order.
Maybe needs that they don't even know that exist. But
when you say memory care, what are we talking here?
in our memory care unit, we have those residents that are from level 1 to level 3 as far as memory issues, basically dementia, Alzheimer's, that kind of thing. A lot of our individuals are, you know, they could be on that borderline of still being at home or in an assisted living section, but it's just the comfort and the safety that the family, you know, so we have them on the memory care unit. We have a wonderful lady who's 103 years old, witty as can be.
Oh yeah.
She will keep you
going. Right.
You know, one of the secrets, John, is the quality of life and treating people with dignity. And I think we've got a wonderful staff that does that. You're not going to walk into Fredonia Place and see people just sitting against a wall or sitting in a wheelchair. Again, no activities in their lives and not a whole lot for them to do. Even on the memory care side, we treat all those residents with as much dignity as possible. We want them to live their lives, whether many of them will live their lives at Fredonia Place, and some will move on to a skilled nursing facility or another facility somewhere down the road. But we want to make sure that they're healthy, that they're vibrant, that we're maintaining their memory as much as possible. You know, Shannon's put together a book of things like photos of the old Twin Fair and those types of things that people may remember. There's fun games that she'll produce just to keep them active, to keep them remembering when did you buy your first house, where was your first home, you know, that type of thing.
So this is your life kind of thing.
Yeah, yeah. But you're doing it in a dignified way and you're doing it in a fun way, which is kind of nice. You know, getting back to how we got involved, my mom came there probably 2 years ago now, almost two. No, a little about a year and a half ago.
Your mom and
My
my
mom.
aunt could be twins.
Yeah.
When I met her that day, I kept looking at her going like, that looks like my Aunt Evelyn. I mean, it was uncanny.
Yeah, and she resisted for over 3 years because, as we discussed off there, it was, you're not putting me away. And now, like most people that we've talked about, the reaction is, why didn't I do this 2-3 years sooner? She's met new friends. She's very active. She enjoys the activities that Shannon puts together. She enjoys the meals.
Especially happy hour. She's got to come down and get
She's
her
got
wine.
to come down for happy hour. And the trip to Tops on Tuesday. You got to pick up the 6-pack every now and then.
Necessities, yes, the
But
Oreos.
the nice part about it is since then my mother-in-law has moved in. One of my wife's cousins are there as well. So for those of you who know me, if it was not a facility that I thought was the best available for them, I certainly wouldn't be involved in what's going on. And one of the things we're very proud of is people like Shannon, Kathy in the kitchen, Pam in our housekeeping units, have over 9 years. Kathy is at 10 years, Pam is at 11, right? And our administrator has been there for over 9 years. Well over half our management staff has over 9 years residency there at Fredonia Place.
And you said the facility is only 13 years old to start with, so these people were pretty much there in the early years.
Yeah, and if you don't like where you're working, you usually don't stick around. So it's a testimony to the culture. One thing that Shannon was talking about was knowing what the resident wants before they know that. And it's something that we've been studying through Disney management course and guest relations. And I forget the Japanese word for it, but it's knowing what the guest wants before the guest knows what they need.
So you're anticipating their needs.
You're anticipating their needs, and you're trying to put that together. So we have started this program because we realize in reality we are a large cruise ship. We are a hotel. We're someplace where someone is coming to live their lives, and they want to experience the best life that they can have. And Shannon and her team put that together.
I think that's where we go above and beyond some of the other facilities located around us, is we continue educating, and not just on the aspect of the mind and health, but as he said, like a large cruise ship, we want to fulfill all of their needs. We want to make it a good experience, as we say in our meetings. So, we don't limit ourselves to just, what's the newest craze in healthcare. We go all aspects of the...
True or false, Shannon? The majority of people that are aging, let's say 80 on up, maybe, I don't know, their mindset, when they think of senior residence, senior living, because I hardly hear anybody say nursing home anymore. That word has a medical term, so let's throw that out. But that's what they think. They think, from my experience when I talk to people, you're going to send me to that nursing home, I'm going to have a gown on, I'm going to be sitting in a wheelchair in the hallway and being fed baby food.
That's pretty much the label.
Is that what people think?
That's pretty much the label, and I still see that until you see them walking in and Mike begins his tours, and they're like, wait a minute, what? This is not what I expected.
You said walk-in, so you people aren't all in wheelchairs?
Oh, absolutely not.
See, that's the other kind of
absolutely not.
So this is like...
I don't think we have no wheelchairs.
Well, there's a
we have
couple folks that can walk just fine. We've got canes. We've got the walking, the walkers, and we have the electric
scooters.
Yeah, and we do have a couple of wheelchairs in the building, but they're motorized, and that's the difference. I think if you're looking at assisted living, I equate Fredonia Place to almost independent living as much as possible, because there are folks that, we have some folks that get up in the morning and maybe through arthritis or some things may need help getting dressed in the morning. may need help getting situated to start their day. And once their day is started, they're in pretty good shape to go.
So you just got to give them a little jump start.
Yeah, and then you have others in memory care. You know, you do have folks. Someday we'll all be there. You know, that have the depends and those types of things that need that type of help and the extra help.
It's a natural stage of the body.
Right.
But still, again, even in our memory care unit, there are no wheelchairs or no scooters. They're all mobile, walking themselves. So.
I saw Shannon in a scooter yesterday, by the way.
I did a really good job driving.
Drove directly into the wall 3 seconds after getting on the scooter. But you know, you mentioned baby food, and to give you an idea, yesterday we had our Valentine's dinner that Shannon produced with Gina and our crew in the culinary department, and the dinner was salmon with a maple glaze with pecans and a stuffed pork with Gouda cheese and so it was far from baby food.
Wow.
You know, without a doubt.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's roll the tape back a little bit on this whole thing, because I think we need to paint a picture for people that are listening right now. And the people I'm talking to right now are not necessarily those of you that think you're over the hill and they're going to lock you up. But I'm talking about, let's talk about this from a whole family perspective. How's that? Okay? We got grandkids listening maybe. We got guys like me that their parents are beginning to get older, and maybe, you know, that independent living might be an opportunity. How does this all work? What's the whole continuum from the time you don't have your own house till you get really, 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 really old and you can't take care of yourself? I mean, you don't do everything there, do you?
With regards to?
From day one to end of life?
No, and that's, you know, they're the three most, or four most popular levels right now are the independent living.
Okay, and you guys have that?
Living.
And you
well,
have that?
No, we don't have independent living. We're
you're still at home,
assisted
taking
living.
care of yourself.
Yeah,
all right.
But there are some places that do have apartments, and you know, our friends up the road at Heritage and things do have the apartments that are in the homes for folks in independent living.
Okay.
But we're finding more and more people want to stay in their own homes if they can afford to do so for as long as they can. The assisted living is the first step for us, and then memory care. And then something that we don't currently have in our offering is skilled nursing. That would be folks that really are more bedridden.
Their health has declined to the point.
Their health has declined to that point that they really need nursing 24 hours a day.
Okay, define assisted living then. Let's go there. That would be,
Yeah.
you come to the point, well, why would you go to assisted living? What's going on in a person's life today that says, you know, I'm done. I just can't do this anymore. So what, they would be at home by themselves?
You know what, not necessarily. We've had husbands and wives that come in and maybe one is a little bit, needs a little more help. The wife has been taking care of the husband on a daily basis, or vice versa. And you know, you look outside on a day like today and gee, I gotta shovel snow or brush off the car or whatever, and you just say, we don't want to deal with this anymore. Yeah. You know, we don't want to deal with this.
We have guests, and we have the ladies that just, you know, I don't want to maintain a home by myself anymore. I want that security that there's somebody there at night if something does happen.
But the hot water tank goes, or the electricity goes off, or whatever. Yeah.
So
I don't want to do my own laundry. I don't want to cook anymore. I just want to be free. I want to enjoy my senior years. So I think we have.
And I think I find when one of the two of the marriage relationship passes away, the burden is doubled. They now have twice the work, and yet they suck it up and they keep going, but you don't have to do that.
Right, you're really not doing yourself. You know, the discussions I've had with family members is, you know, one of the big questions we get is, well, my mom or my dad, or we feel we're losing our independence. No, trust me, you're gaining so much more independence because you're not in that trapping of everything you were talking about, the taxes of a home, the home itself, you know, the mortgage, or taking care of the leaky faucet, or on a day like today when there's a roof that could be compromised. All those things, those burdens are lifted off your shoulders. We have a couple of ladies who are going to Italy this summer, you know, and they come and go.
They could leave? There's no jail, there's no
bar?
No,
their
there's
own
no bars.
vehicles. They have
they have their own vehicles. We have a gentleman who goes out and meets his friends at McDonald's every morning for breakfast.
Very nice.
We have people that come in, their buddies all come in and they sit and play poker or bridge or whatever they're going to do. We've got a Tuesday martini crew there at the facility. So
this is really alternative to what they're doing right now.
It is, and yet there are things I can give you personal stories and things like that where people turn around. My mom was living perfectly well on her own, but like all of us, I'm a heart patient. I forget to take my medication from time to time. You begin to forget to take your medication. If you're living on your own, you have to worry about the prescriptions and all those other things. And maybe there are some things that you need done for you. Those are all taken care of. There's a medication system by which we take care of those medications for you. We distribute those medications. We reorder the medications. And if there's any changes, either in the prescription itself or financial, we let the resident and or the family know. Some of the residents take care of all their own finances, take care of everything. Others, the son or the daughter is taking care of that for them. So we keep in constant communication with them.
Shannon, Mike mentioned sons and daughters. We call that the sandwich generation. They're sort of stuck between raising kids and taking care of their parents. How big of a factor is that for some of your customers, your residents, there when there is no support? I mean, that would be a reason I would think they might want to come to you.
We do see that because we do have a lot of residents whose family members live out of town, out of state. So they do come to us to look to help them out with, there's one individual that comes up all the time because her eyesight is poor. So she has us write out her checks for her monthly bills, which, and also I do have, we expressed how they can still drive and go places on their own. Well, I do offer a service on Tuesdays where I take them shopping. We'll go to Tops, we'll go to Walmart, things like that. Things that a family member would have been able to do for them. But when you have that loss of a family member, if they're out of town, out of state, or just not existing, we take that place, we take that burden off for them.
Okay.
And also, John, if you needed something, there have been plenty of times when maybe on a day like today, folks don't want to go out on a Tuesday, it's cold, or maybe they're not feeling well. Shannon will go and get groceries for them and bring them back. And those are things that are all included. Your mom or your dad are not going to get nickel and dime to death with regards to, there's an extra charge for this, an extra charge for that, we do charge for this. All your utilities, all your household things like washers and dryers, refrigerators, microwaves, stove are all provided for you in your apartment. You bring your own home. We want you that is your home. So you bring your own furniture. But all those things that I just mentioned are provided for you, and all your utilities, your cable television in both your hotel. I mean, in your hotel. in your.
It sounds like a hotel.
Yeah, in your living room, in your bedroom, are all provided and incled. Your Wi-Fi and your Bluetooth are all
it's not that easy to talk in the morning, is it?
It's not that easy. No, I think I'm still with the pros and Wi-Fi.
I feel better.
But it's all, all those things are included in that one price, which is fantastic. And for the people who have people out of town, Shannon and Gina and our staff and Audrey at the front desk, they're their immediate family. And, and we hug and we talk and we care for one another, and there are days that they may want to come down and they may want to talk and they're feeling down. They've got Shannon that they can talk to, or Brittany that is there, our caseworker, and actually Brittany had the activities director position just before Shannon, and so she's familiar with a lot of the residents as well. So they get to sit down, they have somebody they can confide in, somebody they can talk to, and it really is a great family atmosphere.
Okay, take a breath. Folks, you're watching Chautauqua Sunrise. I'm Doc Hamels. My guests today are Mike Ferguson and Shannon Matteson from Fredonia Place. If you have a question for them or you want to talk about anything else, give us a call at 753-5225. You can Twitter us, you can email us, you can Facebook us, you can walk in the door and say hi, whatever it is. We want to hear from you, so don't be shy. All right, you guys are talking about some really, really fine services here. Okay, how does this all work? I mean, people have been living in their homes for 50, 60, 70 years. They've got accumulations. They got stuff. I mean, how do you go from that to Fredonia Place? How's that all work?
It's not always easy, and I mean that from the heart, because you're changing your lifestyle. You're changing your. You're going to enhance it, but it certainly doesn't seem like it when you're emptying out your home and you're deciding who's going to get what.
It's a huge emotional experience.
It is an emotional experience, and you've got folks that are going to help. It's a great, anywhere from a 1-bedroom to 3-bedroom apartments, but that still doesn't always match up to having a 2-story home or a large home that
backyard,
people have.
Garden and stuff.
I think one of the keys to it is long-term planning. Don't wait until it becomes a necessity. Wait when it's something that you want to do, because we get an awful lot of phone calls. My mom's in the hospital. She's in rehab right now. She can't live on her own. We don't want her to live on her own. How quickly can I get her in?
Sky is falling.
And that's the worst case scenario, because now that resident or mom or dad do think, okay, well, this is it now. My life, we're done, and
we're toast.
Where am I going to go?
Yeah, out on the street.
And you don't want to do that. It's good now to sit down, even at our young age.
Well,
sit down and think about that.
Let's be frank. I'm 64 years old. When do you start?
Now.
Oh, great. Barb,
and no, I mean that genuinely, because you should have a plan of if you say, okay, let's say you're talking, you want to be in your home 10 more years, something along that. It's good to have an idea of, here's my options. What's our scenario? Where do we want to be? Do we want to be here in Fredonia? We've got quite a few people that used to live in Florida or Carolinas that are moving up this way again, that were from here originally. We also have had some families, when you've got the ConAgra situation where some folks lost their job, where they had to take mom and dad with them back down south. Those are big moves. Moves. So you really have to sit down and say, where do I want to be in 10 years, or maybe 5 years, and where do we want to go? And it's easy, because now you can turn around and say, let's take a place a month and go visit it. Let's go see this one over here and this one over here. I heard good things about Fredonia Place. I heard good things about Heritage or WCA. Let's go just see. And I mean, it costs you absolutely nothing to tour. And get the information. A lot of it's online. A lot of our marketing packet and things like that are on our website at FredoniaPlace.com.
It's really part of your retirement package.
It is, and it should be. Yeah.
Shannon, I mentioned that I got my very, very fine dog, Max. Can Max come with me in Barb? Do you have pets there?
We do have pets there.
Max can't, but Fluffy can.
Yeah.
What's this?
We have cats.
Cats? No.
Dogs? Not so much. They can come and visit.
Yeah,
we do have a lady whose granddaughter brings the dog in quite often. But as far as staying,
goldfish, birds.
Yeah, the goldfish, yes. Yeah, the goldfish and cat, and mostly because they're easy to take care of for the most part. If the cat has a bad disposition, they can't move. And I mean, we have a mascot cat there now, Charlie Brown, who was a residence cat in memory care. And the gentleman had to go to skilled nursing. Okay. And he said, you know what, Charlie likes it here and all the residents like him. He's kind of a therapy cat. He's everywhere. Can he stay? So now we take care of him, and Charlie hangs out, and he's a valued member of the team. Without a doubt.
Let's do the next two things. I got a phone call, and then let's look at some pictures that you guys sent, okay?
Good deal.
All right. Good morning, caller.
Good morning, Shannon and Mike. Good morning, Doc. This is Linda Spalding.
Good morning.
I want to say that I have been to your Fredonia Place for lots of meetings, and it's a wonderful facility. It's like going on vacation. It's unbelievable.
Oh, there's a testimony.
There you go. Thank you.
It really. Do you allow seniors to come there to vacation?
Well, they can come. They can always come visit and take part in some of Shannon's activities. Sure.
But it is a great place. The food is wonderful. It's just beautiful. You have a theater, a cinema there.
Did you want to come down and do the show with me? He knows everything.
It is an unbelievable place.
A cinema.
Yes.
It's very It's very uplifting. It's a very happy place. It's so nice to go in there.
Great. You got any of your senior aid workers there?
Well, you know, that's what I wanted to mention. I've got workers that I can refer to you if you have any job openings, because I have the senior employment program, and I have people that would be good in nutrition or health care, different, any kind of work that you could foresee an opening. I'd be more than happy to refer our candidates to you when we screen, and we also recruit.
You know, I should get a little kickback on this. Last week I set you up with the rural center over there. So now I got Fredonia Place.
That's fantastic.
That's what this show's all about, is connecting people. That's what it's all about.
And Linda, you may want to talk to Jeremy and or Jackie and set that up, because yes, we take our time and really look for the best folks that we can look for, and especially when they're coming from a great source such as yours, that might be a big help. So I'd highly suggest, you can give them a call at 679-2250 and maybe come down and join us for lunch. We'll sit down and see what options are available.
Oh, I would love to come down there and join you for lunch anytime.
Super.
It's beautiful there.
Thank
Just
you.
Beautiful. You said Jackie, or who was the other person?
Jeremy DeMaro is our administrator. Jeremy's been there now for 9 years. And Jackie Francisco is our accountant and our HR department person. She does a wonderful job. And those are the two people that do a lot of that hiring, along with Cheryl Sweet, who's the head of our nursing department. So they would be great people. I'm sure they'd love to meet you and sit down and talk about those opportunities.
Well, thank you. I'll look forward to that. I hope everybody has a great time at the Winter Carnival.
There you go.
Yeah, bundle up. And happy Valentine's Day, Linda.
And happy Valentine's Day to you also.
All right.
And there are other services with the Chautauqua County Office for the Aging besides senior employment.
Okay.
There also we have computer training that's going on right now in Westfield and Brockton and also Olean. So call our number if you need any services at 753-4471.
There you go. It's right on the screen right now, Linda.
Have a great weekend.
All right, you bundle up and then have a great time yourself. Okay, we'll talk to you next time.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye. Okay, we have some pictures. So Shannon, how about you narrate these for us? And Mike, you jump in whenever. Okay, what's the first picture we got there, Jeff? Pop it up.
That would be one of the pictures that we took for Christmas.
Okay.
We came up, myself and Jackie, our human resource department, came up with an idea. A lot of our residents probably haven't had a real photo done in quite a while, so we thought
I love the suspenders.
not only would this be a perfect Christmas present for their families, but this would also be something great for us to be able to share with people coming in the community and things like that. And we made little bulbs out of the pictures, actually, snow globes, and gave each one to the residents and allowed them to give them to their family members as gifts.
Now this fine lady looks like she's sitting by the fireplace.
Yes, that's in our dining room.
Very nice. Oh, there's another one.
That would actually be...
That'd be my mother-in-law.
That's
right, Nancy.
This is your
St.
mother-in-law
George.
here?
That's right.
Okay. You get along with her okay?
Oh, very much so.
Okay.
She's wonderful. And,
She's going to watch the show later, so you better say nice
things
things
about her.
about
She's
her.
absolutely wonderful, and we're glad that she's on board and enjoying
So it
it.
looks like a great setting and happy and no gowns, no nothing.
No, absolutely
Everybody's-
not. They got dressed up in their finest
holiday
gear.
best.
Yep.
Well, it looks nice and toasty there.
And that fireplace, actually, we have on all winter long, so
Great.
it makes a more better atmosphere.
Whoa, who's this?
There you go.
Look
Very
at that.
distinguished gentleman.
Oh,
right?
yes.
Look at he's all decked out, tie and an American flag and his Santa hat there.
They really got into it. They, like I said, they hadn't had pictures done in forever, so they were making the most and the best.
That is a great idea. You know, and you know when you get dressed up and you do pose, you feel good. You know, you put on the
And they all
cologne.
stayed right in the living room or the dining room where we were doing it and cheered each other on as we were getting to the next person. So.
So making friends as well.
Oh, yeah.
What else we got here? I know there's a couple more. I think. Isn't there?
Yeah, I know that there was one of the. There you go. We'll let Shannon explain that.
This, what we do each month, the first Friday generally of each month, we go on what's called a mystery lunch. And what I'll do is I'll have a sign-up sheet, and they can decide whether or not they want to go, and I will pick a new restaurant each month that they have no idea until we get there. So
Look at all that
this happened to
food.
be this past Friday when we went to the White Village, and as you can see, they gave us more food than we could really handle.
For those of you on the radio right now listening to this, well, I'm looking at a lovely woman, and she's sitting down, and it looks like a hot roast
It was
beef
a hot
sandwich.
roast beef sandwich. Took
And
up the whole plate.
The French fries, they've got to be like 5 pounds of fries there. And smiling, getting out, and eating out at a restaurant is a big social event for people. I mean, my family, that's like Friday nights, we all go out for Friday fish fry somewhere or something, you know?
Well, going back to the cruise ship, I mean, we have our excursions per se. We go to Niagara Falls, we go to the fair, we go to the
Casino?
mall, we go to the casino.
Casino, well, of course. I thought that was part
Only
of the
for the
deal.
entertainment. Just for the
Just-
entertainment.
Taking a show or two. And I think you got one more shot. I know that, I remember there was one more. Mike, you were talking about.
Yeah, this is our staff, some members of our staff, and they're dressed in their uniforms. Those are new uniforms that we had for them. And Kathy in the middle there is a person who just celebrated her 10th anniversary in dietary, which means these folks are not only the two young ladies that you see on either side of Kathy in the green are aides, or some of our aides. So you can identify them as members of our team, but not only are they distributing medications and making sure that residents are being taken care of from a medical standpoint, but you look at somebody, you think of dietary and culinary, and Kathy's been serving 3 meals a day, 7 days a week at that facility for over 10 years, along with the rest of the crew there. And I mean, that says something not only about how much she enjoys being around the residents, but also the service that our staff provides. There's staff in that building 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and including holidays. And you really have to enjoy your job to put that much effort and dedication into doing what you're doing.
As I'm sitting here watching these pictures come by, and I suspect viewers and those listening on the radio are maybe in the back of their minds are thinking to themselves, well, what's their background to work there? I mean, you just say, I want to work here, and you walk in and you work, or what kind of staffing do you have?
Well, you would know the aides background, right? They're trained?
They are. We do a series of training before they can even hit the floor.
Okay.
There's a lot of online training that they have to do.
So with videos and work and things like that?
Yes,
Okay.
I believe it amounts to about 40 hours of online training before they can even come on the floor. And then once they are on the floor, then we have another series of training that they must take part in before they're set free, per se, to go on their own.
Now, my understanding that services for folks that are senior citizens is a highly regulated industry.
It is.
And so anybody that works there has got to have certifications and licensures and all those things?
Background checks, the whole 9 yards. I mean, we are governed by the State Department of Health with regards to those rules and regulations, and we must live up to those, as well as state regulations and everything else that goes on there. And we are constantly, at least a couple of times a year, you get the visit from the Department of Health to make sure that everything's up to stuff. and we've never, and even the Better Business Bureau, where we have a top rating with the Better Business Bureau, and you can go to their site. There's a lot in it, and our next part is taking that training beyond. Most of our aides are either going through nursing schools or have interest in being in there.
So they want to keep moving up.
Right. We have LPNs on board as well.
Right.
So obviously they are certified in what they do.
And as I said before, with the continued training, each month they're required to do more training online. So
This is required by
our administrator.
Okay.
So, like
so
I
this
said,
is built in.
yes,
We keep moving
yes,
ahead.
we keep moving
Stay
ahead. There's
fresh.
always something that we are learning new in services, meetings. We're always making sure that we're ahead of the game.
Very good. We started to go through the process of downsizing the house, going through the emotional things, keep the dog with the in-laws, the cat can come, but then that's just in the house that you live in now. How do they get to your place? I mean, is there like forms to fill out, or
Always.
how does it all work? I mean,
there's always forms to fill out. The first thing to do is to set up a visit.
Okay.
You can give me a call. We can talk on the phone.
Do you have to live in Chautauqua County? It could be anywhere.
It can be anywhere.
Okay.
It can be anywhere. And you can come in. We'll give you a tour. Right now, we're at 100% capacity. So we always ask permission for a resident to be able to have someone take a look at their room if they would like. Most of them are very proud of their facilities.
Go on in.
So it's important at this time that you give us a call ahead of time so that we can make that arrangement. You can always walk in, but we can't always find
Sure.
we're not going to disturb our residents.
So who are they
that
going to
time.
meet? You?
They would talk to me, or they would talk to Greg Krause.
Okay.
Anybody who answers the phone can answer the questions.
So I mean,
but,
they would tour with you.
We'll take a tour through the building. We'll show you every part of our building, all the services that we have available. The dining area, the exercise area, our bistro, our cinema, as was mentioned earlier.
All right. What do you mean by bistro?
Our bistro is the area that you played when you entertain.
Okay.
There's a lot of activities there.
It's like a social center.
It's a social area. Yeah. And that's where Shannon holds a lot of our activities. We play bingo there. That's the
Our
main
happy
focus.
hour.
Yeah.
How many folks live there altogether? Well,
Currently, in-house, I believe we have 79
Okay.
Yeah.
altogether.
so we're not talking hundreds and hundreds.
No.
We're not talking stockpiling of human people and all that.
And we have everything, we've got right now, it's almost a pretty even 50-50 men to women ratio at this point.
Okay.
We've got many husbands and wives, but we also have many single individuals that are there.
So what you're saying is that finally guys are living longer and longer as the women have always outlived us?
There you go, there you go.
There was a statistic the other day that said I think women live to, like, on average now, is like to 81, 82, and guys 76. I go, what's that all about? You know?
It's the stress of living
The
with
stress,
the
yeah.
dog.
Oh, okay.
You're on your own, Mike. You're on your own. La 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 la.
My
Okay.
wife's in South Carolina right now. She can't see this program.
See
So.
the YouTube, Diane.
That's right.
All right. So then they have a tour, and they say, "Hey, you have an opening. I'm in. I'm all in."
Right.
But meanwhile, they got to sell their house, or how's
Well,
what
what
they
you
gotta
would do is, and again, this comes from a little bit of planning. Some people will move in, and the family will help them sell their homes. Some will say, okay, you know what, I'm looking at, we had a tour last week where someone said, I'm looking at probably next fall.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, great. Do you own a home? Yes, but I'm thinking I might give that to my grandson or sell that to my grandson and his wife. Okay, because we want to keep it in the family. Or you get others that say, well, we want to move on from that. We want to sell the home and the assets.
Do you have like a packet?
We have a packet of information.
But I mean,
It's
like
online.
a step by step.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And then you would come in and you'd fill out an application,
Okay.
and it's a $1,000 deposit. But that $1,000 check does not get cashed until and if you move in. If you've changed your mind within those 90 days, that goes back to you. And it's used towards your first month's rent. So it's not something where we turn around, that's not a commission, that's not anything
It's a
like that.
commitment.
Yeah, it's a commitment.
You're a business,
Right,
you gotta-
and we get you on a waiting list. Right now, you've got on assisted living about a 10-person waiting list, which means it's a good time to get in now if you do want to get in by end of summer next fall. On memory care, because a lot of folks will move on to skilled nursing or
Right.
have different needs, that is a much shorter, it's a 2-3 people there, and that could be a matter of days or a matter of weeks before that changes over.
Okay.
So
don't sell the house quite yet.
Don't sell the house quite yet. You don't
Just
have to.
get a plan in
But get a
place.
plan in place gee, this is where we'd like to be. How much is it going to cost me? And I can tell you that the prices range anywhere from about $3,600 a month on up, depending on the size of, the 3 bedrooms apartments are like $5,500 a month, something along those lines. But you also have the availability if you are a veteran, if you are married to a veteran, if your spouse was a veteran and has passed, of obtaining veterans benefits. Lori Dispenza in Dunkirk is our
Lori's
contact.
been on the show a number of times.
Yeah,
now.
she's fantastic. She can answer your questions. There's questions on our website about
So there's
that.
there's an allotment towards the monthly rent? for
Yes, it
veterans?
can be anywhere from about $1,400 or $1,100 a month to $2,200, $2,300
That's
a
substantial.
month, which
That's
is
a lot of money.
substantial.
Yeah.
And that pays for almost half your rent. And then
I will bet 97% of my viewers right now did not know that.
Yeah, and even Lori will tell you that there are some benefits out there that veterans have that that even some of the veterans aren't aware of. And that's a program that's available anywhere you go in Chautauqua County. And so we're happy to be a part of that, and very happy that the VA has made that available, because it allows some people not only to move in, but to be able to be there longer. The difference with us is we are what's called a private pay facility, so we don't accept Medicaid or Medicare, but there's also long-term insurance available, which I highly recommend people look into. Long-term care insurance will again go towards you being in a facility, and will help offset some of the costs of you being in that facility.
Okay, I just got a couple of questions here that popped up. Question is are there phones in the room? Let me read all of them before we answer. Or is there a direct line switchboard deal? And is there cable or internet and direct TV, dish TV? So phones, cable, and internet.
Yes, phones on the assisted living side are included, and that includes your answering machine, your voicemail, everything like that. Your long distance and your local phone calls are included as part of your rent. You can also bring a number of additional phones as well.
Your own cell phone,
since we're
whatever.
Bluetooth and Wi-Fi free.
Whoa.
Your internet is free as well. So our team can connect your computer either by hardwire and cable. Our services come from DFT and Time Warner.
Oh, sure.
So you've got
It's a benefit to our guests also.
Yeah.
They bring their iPods, laptops, all that. They can just go right into our Wi-Fi.
Great.
Right. So yes, you have your phones. You don't have to go through the front desk to make a phone call. You can make your direct phone calls. You do have your cable access. And the other question was?
The TV.
TV, yes. Time Warner cable. You've got, I believe, 78 channels to choose from that are included. And then if you wanted additional cables, that's all you would pay for, and you would pay that directly to Time Warner.
So you get the basic, and then you can
Yeah.
upgrade if you want.
Yeah.
Along with a channel that we provide.
Right.
And every weekend I rent movies, new releases, and play them for them, so that if they don't want to go out to the movie theater or things like that, they can sit right in their apartments and watch them.
Actually, maybe we'll run this copy of the show during on that channel as well. We'll see where that goes.
Who do you want to say hello to? Hi, Mom. Hi, Dad.
Yeah, that's right.
All right. We're getting down to just a couple minutes. Okay, I have so we talked about making a decision, having a good plan, do some visiting. Who should go on the visit besides Mom and Dad themselves?
Obviously, the resident should be there, but we've had some family members, a son, daughter, people that you think are going to care about your decision, be a part of your decision. We're finding families putting together teams, husband, wife, mom, dad, son, daughter, and they're kind of it's a family decision. And because in some cases, maybe the son or daughter would help with mom and dad being there as well. So that's who should really come out on a visit. Anybody can come visit. We've had some parents now, some sons and daughters now that are coming and saying, I'm kind of pre-shopping for mom and dad. That's perfectly fine. Okay. So if you have any interest at all, we invite you to come in and visit us.
Shannon, we got like a minute and a half left. Quality of life, Mike talked about independence. What does that mean to you as far as a service provider for these folks?
The quality of life is every day has got to be an experience, from the time that they get up to the time they go to bed. Starting right from our dining room, I mean big Belgian waffles, to going to bed and watching movies that I provide on the weekends. All day long has to be an experience for them. Smiling faces walking down the halls from every employee. And it goes back to visitors coming in. Everything has to be an experience.
Excellent.
Yeah. We have no visiting hours. Your family can come and go as they please. And there's a hospitality room there that your family members, it's like a hotel room, 2 beds, shower, all the amenities, shampoos, everything. They can stay there. They can stay with you in your apartment free of charge, but they can stay overnight in this hospitality room, $50 a night, and your breakfast is included.
Jeez.
Can't beat it.
Hampton Inn. Mike, got 20 seconds. Information, where you are and phone number. How do I get a hold of you?
We are on 50 Howard Street. I'm sorry, I said Water Street. Howard Street in Fredonia, and you can call me at 679-2250 or go online at fredoniaplace.com. The best place to see all the things that happen at Fredonia Place is to go to Facebook and our Fredonia Place page there, and Shannon and I post a ton of pictures.
Perfect. We just ended the show. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, I'm Doc Hamels. You've been watching Chautauqua Sunrise. My guests today have been Mike Ferguson and Shannon Matteson from Fredonia Place. We're going to do it all again next Saturday morning right here at 9 o'clock. Stay warm, stay bundled up, and cover up your skin. It's cold out there. Bye now.